Hello. My name is Goodness Mba. I am a Nigerian and I'm in Canada right now for my studies. I just arrived. I'm just here to share my experience, share my journey, give some helpful tips that actually helped me get my visa. So the statement of purpose for Canada study visa has 10 subheadings. Now these subheadings are your introduction, personal background, academic background, professional background, why your course of study, why Canada, why your university of choice, your funding, home ties, and finally conclusion. Now, introduction. My name is Mba Goodness Chinenye. I am applying for a study permit to pursue a Master of Education degree in Educational Administration for fall 2024 academic term. I have been offered admission by the Faculty of Graduate Studies, University of Saskatchewan, Canada, and the program is scheduled to commence on September 1st, 2024 and is expected to be completed in 2 years. I have made a tuition deposit and I write this in line with my study visa application. Bracket open, see attached, tuition deposit receipt and letter of acceptance, bracket close, full stop. Now basically your introduction is telling the visa officer who you are, your name, why you're writing this letter, what you want to use the visa for. I'm also stating the duration of the degree and I'm also stating when I am meant to resume. Next subheading, personal background. One tip I'd always say is in every of your subheading, try to find a way to link every information you give. Every single paragraph has to be linked. There needs to be a good flow of information. My light is messing up right now. I am the second of 4 children. I grew up with my parents and siblings in a tightly knit family in Lagos, Nigeria. As a primary school pupil, I had extracurricular lessons after school, and I remember always looking forward to it. With keen interest, I observed the gracefulness, charisma, and knowledge my teachers possessed, and this early foundation sparked my desire to pursue a career in education. Right from my personal background, I'm giving the visa officer a hint on how my personal background shaped my desire or made me want to study this particular course I'm requesting a study visa for. Okay, if maybe you want to study nursing and maybe maybe when you were younger you always took care of your parents or your grandmother, maybe your grandparents were sick and you always took care of them, or maybe your father was a doctor and you always followed him to his private clinic or private hospital. In your personal background, you're going to write something in this, something like growing up, my parents had a private clinic and during the holidays I always went to the hospital with them. With keen interest, I observed the empathy of the nurses in this hospital, how they take care of sick patients, how they administer drugs, and it just sparked a desire for me to actually want to study nursing. Yeah, just put it in, just make everything connect. I'm very sure that what you're studying now, you have 1 or 2 experience. If you just think very, very, you have 1 or 2 group experience or personal experience or childhood experience that you can think of and add it to your SOP. Next paragraph, academic background. Now, since I'm going for a master's degree program, I don't have to talk about my secondary school education. I just have to go straight to my university or my bachelor's degree. So this is what I wrote. After my secondary education, I gained admission to study library and information science at Imo State University, IMSU, Owerri, Nigeria, for my bachelor's degree. I entered college in 2017 and what was supposed to be a 4-year course stretched into 6 years due to the COVID-19 lockdown and constant academic strike. So basically I got into university in 2017. I was supposed to graduate 2021 and turned out I graduated 2023. Thank you very much, Nigeria educational system. Eventually, I graduated with a first-class degree with a GPA of 4.7/5. See attached university certificate, university unofficial transcript, bracket closed. Now, in your academic background, you have the liberty to sell yourself. Basically, sell yourself. If you've received any award in university, write it down. If maybe you received any award, maybe you were your course rep or your assistant course rep, write it down. Link everything. Tell them that you're academically efficient. You know what you want to come here to do. Tell them, due to my leadership character or due to my leadership qualities and charisma, I was appointed the course rep. I was elected course rep of my department, and I served as course rep for 4 years, for 5 years, however long you served. Me, I didn't really engage in so much activities academically. This first class is the only thing that, mind you, if you're going to say that you were this or that in school, attach proof. Nobody wants to hear fables. Nobody wants to hear stories without proof. So every single thing you say, you need to attach proof to it, you know. The next subheading is professional background. Professionally, I had my first experience as a teacher in 2017, right before I got admitted into the university. I worked as a teaching assistant at a small primary school in Imo State, Nigeria for 6 months. I could not juggle work and school and had to resign from the job to focus on my academics. I discovered the great joy derived from guiding young learners through their formative years and witnessed their progress firsthand. This experience cemented my desire to pursue a career in education. Now, your professional background should be related to the course you want to study in the university. Should be related to the course you want to study for your master's or whatever. I feel if you're a bachelor student, you're not going to have much professional background, so they might just let you go. Especially if you're just coming from, secondary school, so they might not really require this. So you can see how I break it down into paragraph. Each point, one paragraph, each point, one paragraph. To enable the visa officer, I read this thing very well and I simulate it. I really don't like when I see letters that are just packed together, no paragraph, poor spacing. But if you arrange your letter very, very well, even if it's 5 pages, 6 pages, they're going to read it without even knowing it was 5 or 6 pages. Let me tell you something. So my second paragraph. In 2020, during the peak of COVID-19 lockdown, I delved into makeup and picture editing. And due to the demand for me to share my skill, I entered into online education where I taught the skill of picture editing. Bracket open, see attached, online class flyers. Bracket closed. I successfully conducted these online classes for 2 years, 2020 and 2021, underscoring my commitment to delivering quality education using innovative ways. Bracket open, see attached, online class testimonials, bracket closed. If you know me from Instagram, I do makeup. I make, makeup videos, makeup tutorials. And during 2020 and 2021, I was deep into picture editing, showing my makeup look, artistic makeup, and people started asking for, editing classes. So I delved into editing classes. I did picture editing class for 2 years, twice. Edition 1, edition 2, so twice, 2020 and 2021. So those classes, the flyers, the chats of me doing the classes, I still had them. And that was what I posted as the testimonials, people saying, oh, this class was nice, or this class was really easy to understand, oh, you teach very well. Those are the information I luckily found on my phone and added it to my statement of purpose. Third paragraph. In 2021, I participated in the Student Industrial Work Experience Scheme, CWES. This was part of the approved minimum academic standard in my degree program, and I interned with Imo State Library Board as a library assistant. During the course of my internship, I worked closely with the head librarian, and this experience provided me with insights into administrative roles. Now, remember, my course of study is educational administration. I already gave professional examples, professional background on education related things I did in the past. Now I have not yet given examples of any professional job or professional experience into the administrative part, because remember, my course is educational administration. So I was able to figure out a way to make my internship that I did in the library during my university days to fit into administrative roles, experience on administrative roles. And you just need to know how to sell yourself, basically. Next subheading, why educational administration? This decision stems from my desires to build upon the fulfillments and successes I have already experienced as a teacher and leader, where I witnessed the transformative power of education in shaping lives and empowering individuals. Having all these experiences has improved my teaching and administrative skills and has helped multiply my interest in education. My passion for education has also been further reflected in my focus and commitments all through my academic journey. Simple and short, why Canada? To become that great educational administrator, it was very necessary that I chose a country with an exceptional educational system. I had a few factors in mind in determining my choice study destination: English speaking, culturally inclusive, security, and affordability. Canada became the top choice, and this was evident because it ticked all the boxes for me. Seeing that Canada is ranked the fourth best country in the world for its educational system, compared to Nigeria, a developing country which is sitting at 128th position, I believe Canada is the ideal destination, and I know I'll get a great educational experience and be able to give back and contribute to the development of the educational sector of my country, Nigeria. Now, this paragraph, I googled it. Yeah, I googled it, guys. Don't stress yourself. Google why is Canada the ideal destination for study. You're going to see lots of articles telling you why Canada is the ideal destination for study. You're going to just write that down, make it short. Finally, not finally, the next subheading, why University of Saskatchewan, because that's my university. Choosing the right school for my journey was no Herculean task after I made my research. I was drawn to the University of Saskatchewan comprehensive column and academic excellence, especially evident from the testimonials of alums. I know alumni, but alumnus. Okay. You're gonna see it on the screen. Aside being affordable, it is also one of the top research university in Canada, and courses offered in the Department of Educational Administration like Educational Finance and Comparative and International Perspective in Education will be helpful to me in succeeding in my future prospects back in Nigeria after my study. When you get your admission, meet your course advisor. You're going to be given a course advisor. Ask her to send you the list of your courses or the courses you have to offer. Now, in this part, why University of Saskatchewan, pick about 2 or 3 courses from there, and you say something like, the courses offered in this my department, like, list the courses that you picked from the list of courses your course advisor gave you. After listening, say that it will be very helpful to you. You get, because obviously these courses will be helpful to you too. You get my point. So that's it though. All this baby grammar, don't worry, you can do it. Funding. Now, funding is quite personal. So I'm not gonna read so much about it. So I'm just gonna give you the top points. With respect to funding of my study, my will be responsible in sponsoring me throughout my study period. If it's your father, my father, Mr. Mr. Chike Onoha, Mr. Kelechi Ndubisi, write your father's name, will be responsible in sponsoring you throughout your study period. See attached sponsor's letter. Then you're going to write what your sponsor is doing. Oh, my sponsor is an employee of First Bank Limited, First Bank of Nigeria. My sponsor is an employee of Chevron. My sponsor is self-employed. My sponsor is a businessman. Is into the business of hairs. Is into the business of building. Is a realtor. Is an agent. Is a land agent. Write what your sponsor is doing. I'm not going to divulge such information to the public. My financial requirement for 1 year living cost, school fees and travel cost is 34,539,000 Canadian dollars. So how did I get this figure? IRCC demands that you have at least 20,635, if I'm not mistaken, for 1 year living cost. And they also demand that you should have at least 1 year school fees. My 1 year school fees was it was not up to 11K sha. And they also said you should also have your flights or your travel costs. So I put my travel costs to and fro. It was about 3,000 or 4,000. So I combined everything together and it gave me my figure of $34,539,000. Also, I forgot to say, if you're the one sponsoring yourself, to write, I am my own sponsor. I'm into the business of this. I'm into the business of thrifts. I'm into the business. I sell hairs. I sell wigs. I'm my own sponsor. I'll be responsible for myself. So you have to, if you're your own sponsor, you can write that too. I have made a deposit of $1,000 to my university, and my sponsor has a bank balance of. I have attached all documents to prove my relationship to the sponsor and his financial abilities. Now, if it's your father that is sponsoring you, you need to attach birth certificates, pictures with your father, birth certificate showing your surname, and birth certificate of your father showing his surname to prove that you guys are really parents and child. You also need maybe family pictures. If it's your mother, the same thing. You cannot use your friend. You cannot use a distant uncle or distant auntie. It needs to be a family, okay? So you need to show the relationship proof and also your sponsor's bank statement, your sponsor's bank account balance. If it's a company account, if it's a personal account, you need to show all of that. If you want me to make a video listing out every single document, you know me now, I don't hold information. Every single document I used in getting my visa approved, let me know. I'm going to make a video right after this one. The next paragraph, future prospects and home ties. Give them proof that you have something or someone in your home country waiting for you, and you have to go back because that thing is waiting for you in your home country. Something tying you, something linking you to your home country. This is what I basically talked about in this subheading. After my studies, I intend to return to my home country and use my newly acquired knowledge to be an agent of change in Nigeria's education sector. Nigeria is still grappling with major issues of inadequate access, quality, and inefficiency in our educational system, with over 10.5 million Nigerian children aged 5 to 14 lacking access to elementary education, and that is the highest rate in the world. Do your research, kids, do your research. I believe the education I acquire in Canada will enhance my job prospects and contribute positively to the development of my home country. With the global reputation of having a degree in Canada, knowledge on educational administration, planning, leadership, finance, I will be adequately qualified to bring my dream prospect to reality, and I'm confident in my ability to make a change. Additionally, family is very important to me, and growing up in a really close family makes being away from my parents and my siblings really difficult. I feel family is the strongest tie. When I first wrote my SOP, I did not include family because I felt like everybody mentions family, and then I sent it to my friend, and he told me to include family. Our family is very, very important. So I included family. So adding that you have family over in Nigeria and maybe you don't have family in Canada, you can say something like, oh, you don't have family in Canada. This is that if you don't have any family in Canada. You can say you don't have a family in Canada, or your family is in Nigeria, and the only purpose of this travel is for academic purposes alone and not economic purposes. You have your family to go back to, you miss them, you get homesick easily and stuff like that, and you just want to get this done and over with. Yeah, you can add that. Now, conclusion. I don't know, many people like skipping conclusion, but don't skip your conclusion, okay? Conclusion, I'm so passionate about education and the whole concept of impacting and sharing knowledge. During my course of study, I will be committed in striving for academic excellence while being a contributor to the Canadian society at large. I am beyond confident that I will be an invaluable addition to the education sector in my home country after graduation. And I humbly request that you consider my application for a study permit to Canada, as this will bring me closer to achieving my goals. Regards, Mba Goodness Chinenye. And that is it. Anyways, that is all for the video. If you found this helpful, I'm very sure you're going to be a good person and send this to somebody that also needs it. If you have family, friends trying to relocate for their study and they're having a difficult time writing their SOP, I believe my SOP will be a push in the right direction for them and for you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Most of you watch my videos and you don't subscribe. Subscribe please, so I can start eating YouTube money. Thank you for watching. Bye.